All right, well, welcome once again to Pennsylvania. And yes, we're gonna do some kayaking this morning. So yeah, I'm taking this new kayak out for the first time. This is the one I picked up down in Virginia from a viewer. Probably should have had it out sooner, but anyway, it is what it is. But it is this is a beautiful, what is it, a Monday morning, about 6:30 out here, and I'm at Blue Marsh. Some of you should recognize where I am. I'm at the was it the Peacock Road access, where a lot of kayakers put in. It's just a little creek here, but just a little bit ways down is one of the arms of the lake, Blue Marsh Lake. Beautiful morning. It was like in the low 60s this morning. Feels great. A lot of the mornings recently with all these heat waves we've been having have only been in like the mid to low 70s overnight. It's just yucky. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. I'm gonna finish getting packed up here, and we're gonna get out there on the lake. Enjoy an early morning, probably a little bit of breakfast, have some coffee along, and we'll see what we see. See if there's any wildlife out there, or just enjoy a quiet, slow little paddle on this one section of the lake. All right, let me get finished getting set up, and next time I see you, we'll be in the water. Well, we are in the kayak, obviously, but like I said, we do have to kayak down this stream just a little bit to get to the lake. And this is a different type of kayak for me. This is a sit on top kayak rather than a sit inside one, so just getting used to a difference. I think it's a little bit easier to get into than the sit inside ones, but we'll see how it compares to the other one I had. I actually returned the other one to the owner. He needed it back. I never that green one I had the hole in it. That was never really mine. Anyway, let's quit blabbing and get out to the lake. Oh yeah, and I did find I like to have my tripod sit up in the kayak sometimes as a paddling, to give you that kind of view, but this one kind of has a interesting way that I can get the tripod set up nicely in here. I'll show that to you later, but anyway, let's get out there to the lake. Oh, there goes a heron. Oh, there's another one over there. Probably can't see it in the bushes there. See it fly off there. Actually, I want to try and zoom in on these herons. I believe these are black-crowned night herons. That's pretty awesome. There's another one over here. See them there. They're nocturnal birds, but they're still up here this morning. Out there's the lake. Where's that other one? There it is. That's a beautiful shot right there, actually. That is pretty cool. Got the sun just coming up over the mountain there, the hill. It is just absolutely beautiful out here this morning. And I hear a train off in the distance. I guess you can see the mist rising off the lake. It's like almost magical out here sometimes. Yeah, there you can see the sun. I don't know if you can see it reflecting off the lake there as well. It's just, man, it's just beautiful out here. Beautiful scenery. Great shots for photography as well. In a little bit we're going to find a place to have some breakfast. I got some, well, I've been drinking my coffee. I brought some Pop-Tarts. Some unfrosted blueberry Pop-Tarts. And a few other little snacks, but we'll probably just eat the Pop-Tarts. Absolutely beautiful. You know, sometimes as a filmer, someone who makes videos, you wonder, you know, should I get up? Should I really get up at, you know, 5 or 4 in the morning and do something like this? Wouldn't it be nicer just to sleep in? And it is nice to sleep in, but I would, man, there's no way I would trade this in for sleeping in. It's just beautiful out here. Did I mention that it was beautiful out here? I guess I have a number of times, but wow. The birds are waking up. So I'm gonna eat a little bit of breakfast here. Got my, like I said, my Pop-Tarts. Kind of sitting here next to like a little concrete structure. Makes a nice place to set my coffee and breakfast as I continue to float here. In a little bit, I'll show you how I have my tripod set up here on the kayak. It's kind of cool. Works out really well. I don't have to worry about the tripod like tipping over and losing my camera in the waters. And I do quickly want to address an issue with, I mentioned that I'm getting the kayak registered, and I got a little bit of flack for that. But people are right, you don't necessarily have to register a kayak here in Pennsylvania, but for me it's the best thing to do. And I'll talk about that in a little bit after I'm done eating. And then we'll get back to some of the beautiful scenery out here. So like I said, I'll just talk briefly about the whole registration thing. Pennsylvania does not require registration of your kayak necessarily, especially if it's an unpowered kayak, which most of them are. I'm trying to move back out of the sun here a little bit. Most of the time you can get away with just having what's called a launch permit. And if you're going to be kayaking in a state park or state forest, you do need a launch permit. And I couldn't find a whole lot of information about if you're kayaking other places in Pennsylvania what exactly you need, but most of the time all you need is a launch permit. But each state has its own, adjust myself, each state has its own rules. You know, some states don't have registration at all, some states require registration. So the idea is, like, if you're only going to be kayaking here in Pennsylvania, like, say there's a place you and your family go once a year to a state park and you have some kayaks, and all you need is a launch permit. But for me, you know, I do plan on kayaking in other states. I've been traveling to other states. Of course, this year's been a little bit weird for that because of the whole shutdown and stuff. But like I said, some states will honor a Pennsylvania or a PA launch permit. I think Ohio does. But I think like a state like Florida requires a registration. So getting my kayak registered here in Pennsylvania just assures me that I can pretty much kayak in whatever state I want to without having to worry if I need registration or not. So that's kind of why I went that way. It just kind of covers all the bases. And you can do your own research on that. Some of the websites are a little confusing. These government websites, you have to read the paragraph 3 times to try to figure out what they're saying. And even then you're kind of like, okay, so do I need this permit or not? You know, anyway, I'm going to quit blabbing and we'll get to enjoying the scenery out here. Fish just jumped out here, out there I should say. We're actually kayaking down another, I guess we could call finger or branch of this lake. That's a catbird off to the side there that you can hear scolding me. Right there is another one of those black-crowned night herons I was talking about. You can see it in the daylight here. Look at those red eyes. Black-crowned night heron. Looking a little nervous. Okay, one just flew off, but down, oh, there goes a young one. Looked like. There is a heron over there. Where are you? There it is. It's hiding behind the tree. That's a great blue heron. You can see its legs there. Nothing else. Sorry the camera's a little shaky, but whoa. Some more herons squawking. As I'm filming the kayak, it keeps moving. Alright. Oh, our buddy is still there though. That is beautiful. He's just perched on the edge there. He's watching some fish down there. Well, now you can see the great blue heron a little bit better. I think I'm gonna back off and leave these guys to do their thing. Alright, so while I have you off the tripod, let me show you how I have it set up here in the kayak. Right here it is. It's right in there nice and firmly. But here, since this is a sit on top kayak, it does have these drain holes to drain the water out. A sit on top kayak won't swamp, it won't flood, I guess you could say. The water will drain out of it. So there's two right here, and there's actually two up further. There's one up right by the edge of my foot there, and one under the other foot. So I have two of the tripod legs sitting in those two drain plugs, and the third leg is kind of wedged up into like some kind of a cup holder up there. I don't know how that's showing up. There's kind of a cup holder up there somewhere. You know, because you got to adjust the legs a little bit to make them fit in here, but fits in here nice and secure then. So if you have a sit on top kayak, that's one way that you can film while you're kayaking. I know you can get like little clamps and stuff and like hook a GoPro up or something, but I don't really have anything like that. I do have like a cheap off-brand GoPro, but it doesn't film so well. I've tried it sometimes. It's the one I would use for underwater, which it works well for that, but one of these days I'll get something else maybe, but for now this works. It keeps the tripod secure and my camera from flopping around, because the other kayak I was using didn't have those nice little holes, so it was kind of nervous sometimes the tripod would move a little bit. All right, let me get you back on the tripod, and we're going to continue kayaking out here a bit. I know I've said it, but absolutely beautiful day. Those birds are beautiful. I'm surprised that they hung out there that long. Usually when you get up a little bit closer to them like that, they scare off really quickly, but all right. Yeah, in the wintertime, they lower the lake levels, because this is actually a dam. And a lot of this area here that we're kayaking over, you can actually walk on. fact, over here somewhere are the remains of a mill that I filmed last winter, I think. Just a few foundations and stuff. Trying to stay in the shade now. It's still kind of cool. It's still kind of cool this morning, but this is August 17th yet, so that sun does warm things up yet. Alright, well, looking across the way, I think that's where our friends were earlier. Okay, that's the great blue heron. He's still out there. Hopefully we can see his reflection in the lake there. Sorry, my kayak is turning. I don't know if the one is up there. Looks like that post is empty. Alright. Bye-bye. Yeah, so it just kind of struck me as to why we didn't see our other buddy out there anymore. We saw the blue heron over there, but that black-crowned night heron is not there anymore because it's a night heron. And it's approaching 9 o'clock now in the morning, so they have all, looking for or found a place to sleep for the day. So that's why he wasn't out there anymore. We'll keep our eyes open for some other critters yet. I'm currently making my way back. I'm still in that one branch. I gotta go into the other branch back to where we came in. One thing I haven't seen yet are turtles. There's usually turtles basking out in the logs here and stuff, but not today so far. We'll see though. This is looking back the way we came early this morning when the sun was first coming up. I was paddling the other way though. So we're gonna mosey on back before it gets too warm out here. And we'll soon be entering the creek in which we entered the lake up here. So I'll probably film this part. So it looks like there's a I might have to take you off the tripod. Looks like there's an interesting bird up there. Well, I failed to get that bird on camera. There's some kind of a duck. It took off before I could film it. Anyway, we're entering that creek now. You might hear some voices back behind me. There's some people fishing. Like green soup back here. This stuff isn't the easiest to paddle through. It's kind of this thick, nasty stuff. But it ends up here. Scraping the bottom. A little harder to paddle back here. The creek kind of twists and turns quite a bit here. There's a catbird. Paddle stuck in a branch here. Yeah, just up the ways, here's where we put in. Or put out in this case. Yeah, right up ahead is a bridge. That's the trail that goes around the whole lake. So we are at the spot. Of course, we're paddling upstream now too. Turn you off here, it's a little more difficult. Alright, well that is where we came from. We are out of the water now. So overall, worked out pretty well because some of that green gunk got up in the kayak, because that's where I had the tripod poles in. Might have to adjust that a little bit because the legs were, since these holes go all the way through the water, the tripod legs were actually sticking down below the kayak a little bit, because when I came into the shallows, the legs got caught on one rock there, so I might have to adjust that slightly or work on it, but it worked out pretty well. So yeah, overall a very pleasant experience this morning. I think I like to sit on top kayaks better, because like the other one I had was to sit inside. This one seems a lot more stable, especially when getting on and off of it, but I'm sure there might be other disadvantages. But anyway, we'll quit blabbing. Anyway, I'm gonna go home, have a real breakfast. I think it's probably getting close to 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock. Nah, not 10 o'clock, maybe just yet. All right, thanks for coming along, and I hope you enjoyed a nice relaxing kayak ride with me. I certainly did. You know, is it worth getting up at 5 in the morning to go kayaking? Yes. Yes, it is. All right, thanks for coming along. I'll see you around.